The film begins with a discussion among some children about a power plant, in which as well. The situation appears to be out of control at the moment. After that, the power plant's in charge, Pyong-suk, arrived and asked the firefighter why they had stopped pouring water on the reactor, to which the firefighter replied, they ran out of water and they did not have permission to pour seawater because doing so would damage the reactor. There were lives at stake, but they were worried about the reactor being damaged, so they stopped pouring water. Meanwhile, Jay was saving lives and trying his hardest to save his friends. During that time, one of the water cooling pipes on Jay explodes, but he ignores it and gets his friend out of there. Later, Jay is affected by radiation and collapses on the ground. He is taken to the hospital, where doctors are attempting to save him. And here at the power plant, firefighters are attempting to cool down the reactor, but their efforts are futile. Now that the radiation is spreading toward the town, foreign citizens are being airlifted from Korea by their country. And when Yun notices that all of the doctors and police officers are leaving town, she tells the others that we should leave as soon as possible. After that, everyone in the evacuation center agrees and forces the steel gate open, breaking the lock and running outside. They all board the bus that is parked outside, and Yun drives the bus far away from town. However, news of a power plant exploding has spread throughout the country, and citizens are attempting to get as far away from the danger zone as possible. The entire country is in uproar. Everything is in disarray, including the highways, railways, and airways, and the government is powerless to control it. Now that Jay has awoken, he calls Yun and asks about his family and asks Yun to take them far away from the power plant, but the call is cut off, and they are unable to finish their conversation. And Jay's mother, who was listening in on the conversation, approaches Yun and asks where Jay is, but Yun lies, saying he is behind us, and will be there soon. Meanwhile, the president is depressed about the state of the country, and has asked his wife to take their children and leave the country with Secretary Kim, but his wife has refused to leave, and has given the president a wake-up call. Following his conversation with his wife, the president calls Chief Pyong to inquire about the power plant situation. The chief states that firefighters are refusing to pour seawater on the reactor for fear of damaging it. After hearing the chief, the president directly grants permission to pour seawater on the reactor. Following that, the president goes to the control room and takes command of all operations there. The temperature was lowering as a result of the seawater, but there was a crack in the cooling tank. And Chief Pyong informs the president that they need to seal the crack, but the problem is that anyone who enters the crack can die within 10 minutes due to radiation, which is why they need people who can work until the end, the more the better. In another location, Yun and Jay's family is stuck in traffic and cannot board the bus any longer, so they begin to walk. And in light of the current situation, the president held a press conference in which he apologized to citizens for not being able to protect them and stated that he is not ordering anyone to repair the crack because it could endanger their lives, but for the sake of their country and its citizens, he is requesting volunteers to please go there and repair the crack instead of this incompetent government. While everyone was ignoring the president's plea, one of Jay's friends said to his father, "We're not going to live for long because we are already affected by radiation, so we should go inside to fix it. We are experts in this," but his seniors refuted him because he was thinking of suicide. However, Jay adds, "Why should we use our lives to clean up the government's mess? We warned them about the situation, but they ignored us. However, our families are currently walking to a safe location because the roads are congested, and if we do not go inside, they will all perish, so even though it is sad and unfair, there is no other option. We must go and fix it." After hearing Jay, everyone in the hospital prepares to go inside the plant to repair the crack and protect their families. After making a decision, Jay calls Yun and says he is going inside the plant. However, Yun tries to persuade Jay not to go inside by saying, "What about me and your family?" Jay responds, "I am going inside for you and my family," and Jay hangs up the phone. Jay's mother asks if Jay is still with us, and Yun lies and says yes. Then the person walking next to them starts vomiting, indicating that radiation is getting closer. When people see the scene behind them, they panic and flee, and many people die as a result. Jay's mother becomes lost in the commotion, but they eventually find her where she is protecting her grandson with her body. Later, Jay and his team are taken to the plant by bus, and on the way, they see their hometown, where they reminisce about their past as they travel. At the same time, Jay's mother discovers that some people are going inside the plant to seal the crack, and that Jay is among them. After learning that Jay is among them, Jay's mother returns to the plant to retrieve Jay, but Yun and family stop her. In the plant, Jay and his team put on their suits and go in to repair the crack, but due to the concentrated radiation, team members start collapsing one by one. However, there is a new and more serious issue. The crack they are attempting to repair is spreading and growing in size, making it impossible to repair due to increased radiation. Everyone is disappointed as a result of their failure. Meanwhile, citizens are even more terrified after learning that the plan has failed. Then Jay informs the team that if they seal the door and blast the ceiling, the floor below will act as a tank, cooling down the reactor. However, because of the leakage, they cannot wait too long to blast the explosives, or they will fail, so they must seal the door and set the explosives at the same time. That means the bomber will die inside the door, and their team only has one person who can set the explosive, and that person is Jay. Jay enters and the door is sealed by another team member who is crying. Jay has set explosives, and is exhausted. He tries to call his family one last time, but there is no signal, so he requests that the president live broadcast a message for his family. And Yun receives a call about Jay going live, so she takes Jay's family to a bus and turns on the bus's television to watch Jay live broadcast. Jay claims, "I'm sorry, Mom, but I have to leave first and say goodbye in this manner. You must live a long time and be able to hold great-grandchildren. Sister-in-law, thank you for caring for my mother even though my brother died a long time ago. I am grateful. Please look after my mother and nephew. Yun, you must be angry, but I am sorry." But as he was taking Jay breaks and crying, he said, "I wanted to have a happy life with you, Yun, and to treat you nicely. I didn't ask for much, but why do I have to die like this? I am afraid, Mom." His family bursts into tears, and live feeds are cut off. Everyone exits the plant, and Jay pulls the trigger, destroying the ceiling with a large explosion, bringing the situation under control and saving millions of lives. After a few days, the president expresses his condolences to the victims of the power plant, where we can see Jay's image as well, and the town is sealed off so that no one can enter. Later, Yun returns to town and hangs Jay's picture in the gate to remember him. That's where the film ends. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed my work, please like and subscribe.